at Moor, Killenagh. We have 2 lots and we have the entire. We're going to be offering it both ways, and I suppose until we see how the bidding comes, we'll only see then how we eventually sell it. Before we commence the auction, I'm going to hand you over to Pauline O'Toole here, solicitor for the vendors. She will read out the special conditions and then we commence the auction.
Good afternoon. In addition to the general conditions of sale, 2019 Law Society general conditions, the following special conditions apply to the property. Number 1, save where the context otherwise requires or implies, or the text hereof expresses to the contrary, the definitions and provisions as to interpretation set forth in the within general conditions shall be applied for the purpose of these special conditions. Number 2, the said general conditions shall A. apply to the sale insofar as same are not hereby altered or varied, and these special conditions shall prevail in case of any conflict between them and the general conditions. B. They shall be read and construed without regard to any amendment therein, unless such amendment shall be referred to specifically in these special conditions. So number 3, the title shall consist of the documents specified in the document schedule hereto, and no further or other documents shall be called for or requisitioned. Number 4, the purchasers are deemed to have carried out a planning search in respect of the property in sale prior to the signing hereof, and general condition 32 is hereby amended to this effect. Number 5, the purchasers shall be deemed to have inspected the property, and any maps, file plans identifying same referred to in the particulars of tenure and document schedule attached hereto, and the purchaser confirms that they have satisfied themselves that the description of the property in the said map, file plan, and the said map, file plan, and documents of title as furnished in the document schedule hereto satisfactorily identify the property, and no objection, requisition, or inquiry shall be raised whatsoever in relation to any issues arising from same, and the general conditions hereof are amended accordingly. The property herein is believed and should be taken to be correctly described, and any error, misstatement, or omission in this contract shall not annul the contract or be a ground or basis for any abatement or compensation on either side. No further evidence of identity as to the property in sale or the boundaries thereof shall be furnished. No further requisition, query, or objection shall be raised in respect of any of these issues. Next, number 6. The purchasers agree and accept that no statement, measurement, quantity, or description contained in any newspaper advertisement published by the vendor, which expression shall in this condition include the vendor's agents, or given orally or contained in any brochure, letter, or handout issued by the vendor in or negotiations leading to the sale, shall constitute a representation inducing the purchasers to enter into the sale or other warranty forming part of this agreement. No error which shall have any same meaning as in general condition 29, unless contained in this agreement, shall give rise to any course of action, claim, or compensation against the vendor or any right of rescission under this agreement. It is further agreed that the documents contains the entire terms and conditions of this agreement between the parties hereto. General condition 29 shall be read subject to this paragraph. Number 7, if on the completion of this transaction the boundary rectification lodged with the Property Registration Authority pursuant to application number D 2021 LR 105491A is not completed, the vendor shall provide an undertaking to use his best endeavours to complete the application. No further objection or requisition shall be raised in this regard. Number 8, the purchasers are put on notice that no single farm payments, entitlements, basic payment scheme, or decoupled or production rights for the benefit of reps are included in the sale, and the purchasers take the property with notice of and subject to this condition. However, the lands in lot number 1 were suitable for inclusion in the 2021 Area of Natural Constraints ANC scheme, and should the purchaser wish to avail of the benefit of the said scheme, if available in the future, it should be a matter for the purchaser to comply with any obligations and conditions in respect thereof. Number 9, the electricity supply to lot number 2 is currently servicing both properties. The electricity supply to lot number 1 is currently disconnected, and it shall be a matter for the purchaser to arrange for the reconnection of the service. Number 10. The balance of the closing funds shall be transferred to the vendor's solicitor client's account via electronic transfer on or before closing. No other form of payment shall be accepted, and the transaction will not complete until cleared funds are received by the vendor's solicitor. Number 11. There is a derelict cottage and cattle pen on the lands in lot number 1 and a derelict cottage on the lands in lot number 2. All of the structures were constructed prior to the enactment of the Planning Acts, and no planning documentation or evidence of date of construction shall be furnished. The cottages are derelict and are not registered for LPT, MPPR, and no evidence of registration with LPT or MPPR shall be furnished or requested. And that is the end of the special conditions.
Right, thanks, Pauline. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, I think most people have got it up with the contract anyway prior to auction. Pretty straightforward. We're going to start. It's a lovely holding, good bit of road frontage, excellent quality land, has been well farmed for a long number of years. You have the benefit of a cattle pen and shed and yard there on the agricultural section. You also have a derelict house, which may give a planning at some stage in the future. Then on the smaller lot, you have a derelict house and a lovely field with good road frontage. So it's a lovely package, either in one or two lots. So we're going to start with lot number 1. Lot number 1 is 23.8 acres, has a derelict cottage, has 2 access points off the road, and also has the benefit of the cattle pen, and there's mains water there on the land as well. So anyone like to make an opening offer? 23 acres, anyone start me at 230, 220, 200. 200 to go, start me at 180. I started 170, 170 surely, have I started 170? Start me at 170, I won't start it at 170 on bid. 170 on bid now, 170 on bid, and 170 on bid now, all that. 170 on bid for 23.8 acres and 170 on bid at 170 and 170 on bid now, all that. 170 on bid, can I say 80 quickly now? And 170 on bid, and 170 on bid, 180. 180 on bid. 180 on bid now, 180 on bid, at 180 on bid now, at 180, at 190, at 190 on bid, at 190 on bid now, say 200 now, at 190 on bid, at 190,000 a bid now, all that, 190 at 190 on bid, have I 200 again now, at 190 on bid, at 190 on bid now, all that, 200 I have, 200 on bid now, at 200,000, you bid it out, 200 on bid, I'll say 10, at 200 on bid, 23.8 acres, almost 24 acres, not too much money for it yet now, 200 on bid, have I 10 at 200 on bid, at 200 at 210, at 210 I'm bid, at 210 I'm bid now, at 210, at 210 I'm bid now, all that, at 210 I'm bid, I'll say 20 now quickly now, at 210, at 210 I'm bid, at 210,000 a bid now, all that, 210 I'm bid, have I 20? At 210 I'm bid, at 210 I'm bid now, all that, at 210, at 210 I'm bid now, all that, at 210, can I say 20 again, at 210 I'm bid, at 210, at 210,000 a bid now, all that. Is everyone finished on lot number 1 now? I'll move on to lot number 2, 220, 220 a bid now, 220 a bid now, 220, I'll say 30, at 220 I'm bid, at 220 I'm bid now, all that, at 220, at 220, can I say 30, at 220 I'm bid, at 220 a bit now, all that, at 220, have I 230 now, at 220, 230 on bid, 230 at a bit now, 230, say 40 now, not too much money for it again, a lovely piece of ground now, 230 on bid, 230 and a bit now, all that, have I 40, at 230 on bid, at 230 on bid now, all that, at 230 on a bid, have I 40 now, ladies and gentlemen, at 230 and a bit now, all that, at 230, is everyone finished again? At 230 on bid, on lot number 1 now, 230 on bid, at 230 and a bit now, can I say 40, at 230, I'm passing lot number 1 then, all finished for the moment, 240 on bid, at 240 a bit now, at 240 on bid, give me 250 now, at 240 on bid, at 240 a bit now, that, at 240 on bid, at 240,000 on bid now, at 240 on bid, have I 50, at 240 on bid now, all that, are we all finished again? At 240, I'm going to move on to lot number 2 now, 50, 250, well done, 250 a bit now, I'll take 60 again, at 250 on bid, at 250,000 a bit now, all that, 250 on bid, can I say 60, at 250 on bid, at 250,000 a bit now, all that, I say 60 for anyone, at 250 on bid, are we finished? finished. At 250 on bid. At 250,000 a bit now on. At 260. At 260 on bid. 260 on a bit now. 260 on a bit now on. I take 70 now. 260 on bid. 260 on bid now on. Have I 70 at 260 on bid? 260. Can I say 70 at 260 on bid? At 260. At 260, I'm passing. I'm moving on to lot number 2 now. At 260 on bid. At 2670. Well done. 270. I'll take 80 now. 270 on bid. At 270 on bid now on. 270. 270,000 on bid. At 270, can I say 80? At 270, at 270 on bid. At 270, at 270, all finished again. At 270, all done. At 270, 270 on bid. I'll move on to lot number 2 now. If I get no more for the moment, at 270, we will be back. 80, 280 on bid. 280 on bid now. At 280 on bid, I'll say 90 now. At 280, at 280 on bid now. Hold on. Have I 90? At 280, at 280 on bid. Is everyone finished again? At 280 on bid. At 280,000 a bid for all but 290. The gap is there to be filled. Give us a nice round figure of 300 now, quickly now. 290 on bid. 290 on bid now. Hold on. At 290, not 1. At 290 on a bid. At 290, can I say 300? At 290 on bid. At 290,000 a bid now. Hold on. At 290 on bid. At 290,000 a bid now. Hold on. At 290, at 290 on bid. Am I the bill now? I'm going to pass now. We will be back at 290 a bid now. Hold on. At 290, at 290 a bid. At 290, at 290 a bid, 90 a bid now. Hold on. I'm going on to lot number 2. Last chance on lot 1. For the moment, we will be back at 290. Right there, gentlemen, we're moving on to lot number 2. Lot number 2 is a lovely little project for someone, a derelict farmhouse, and a lovely almost 2 acres, lovely field with good frontage there onto the public road. Right, we'll start here at 50,000. 50 to start me 40. Start me at 30 then. Sure, 30, well done. 30,000 a bid. 30 on bid now. At 30,000 a bid now. Now at 30 on bid. At 30 on bid, I'll say 5 for anyone now. 35. 35 on bid. At 35 on bid. 5 on bid now. 35 on bid. At 35 on bid now. 35. Have I 40 now? At 35 on bid. At 35 on bid now. Lot number 2 now. At 35 on bid. Have I 40? At 35 on bid. At 35, 40 I have. At 40 on bid. 40 on bid now. At 40,000, I'll take 5 again, 45. 45 I'm bid. 45 I'm bid now. At 45 I'm bid. Have I 50 now? At 45 I'm bid now. At 45, derelict house now. At 50 I have. 55. 55 I'm bid now. At 55 I'm bid now. Now at 55. At 55 I'm bid now. At 60. At 60 I'm bid 65. At 65 I'm bid. At 65 I'm bid now. At 65 I'm bid. Have I 70 now? At 65 I'm bid now. At 65. At 65 I'm bid. At 65 I'm bid now. Is there any advance there now? At 65 I'm bid now. At 670 I have. At 70 I'm bid 5. At 75. At 75 I'm bid now. At 75. At 75 I'm bid 80 I have. At 85. At 85 I'm bid now. At 85 I'm bid, I'll say 90 now. At 85 I'm bid. At 85 and a bid now. At 85. At 85, 90 I have. At 95, the gap is there to be filled now. Who's got the even 100 for me? At 95 I'm bid. At 95 and a bid now. At 95, can I say 100 now? At 95 I'm bid. All finished, all done. At 95, at 95 I'm bid now. At 100 I have. At 100 I'm bid. At 100,000 a bid now. At 100 I'm bid now. At 100,000. At 100,000, I take 5s again. We'll move on to the entire now. We will be back at the lots that have a second chance at least at 100,000. Everyone finished again. At 100,000. Last chance in the room. All done. At 100,000. Right, we're going on to the entire now. We have 390. 390 is a bid. I'm going to open my bidding at 390. That's the combined bid. So if you have an interest in the entire, you must show it now. If we don't get higher bids on the entire, we won't be back. We'll be selling the property through the lots. So I have 390. Is there anyone there for a lovely 25.5-acre holding with the 2 derelict houses in the yard? 390 on bid. Have I 400,000 out there now at 390 to bid? Anyone there online now? 390 on bid. At 390. Be clear now. I won't be back on the entire if we don't get bid higher than 390 at this stage. At 390 on bid. Have I 400 to go? At 390 on bid. At 390,000 euro on bid now. 390 on bid. At 390 on bid. At 390 on bid. Can I say 400 for anyone now? At 390 on bid. At 390,000 a bid now. At 390, at 390 on bid now. At 390 on bid. We have that in the combined. Have I 400 from one bidder for the entire? At 390 on bid. At 390, I'm going to withdraw the entire. I take it there's no interest in the entire out there. At 390 on bid. At 390 on bid now. At 390, I'm withdrawing the entire. I won't delay now. If you press the button if you want it now this stage, I'm withdrawing the entire for the first time then at 390, 400, well done, 400 I have, 400 I'm bid now on now at 400,000, at 400,000 a bit now on, 400 I'm bid, at 400,000 a bit now on, 400 I'm bid, 400,000, is there anyone else there now? Can I say 410? At 400 I'm bid, at 400,000 a bit now on, 400, at 400 I'm bid now on, 400,000, have I 10 from anyone now? At 400,000, all finished there, at 400,000, all done, at 400,000, all done, all finished now, at 400,000. Right, ladies and gentlemen, just excuse us for a couple of moments. We're going to have a quick word with the vendors. We'll be back to you very shortly. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've spoken with the vendors and the property has reached its reserve price, so it's going to be put on the market. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back on the two lots. And again, a bit like I said on the entire, if the lots don't pass the entire, you may not get a chance. So if you have an interest, now is the time to show it. So we're on to lot number one, the 24 acres. 290,000. Someone filled the gap for me now at 290 on bid. At 290 on bid, is there any advance on lot one? At 290 on bid. At 290 a bit, no, not. At 290 a bit, can I say 300 for anyone? At 300 on bid. 300,000 a bit now, I'd say 310. At 300 on bid. At 300,000 a bit, no, not. At 300 on bid now, at 300, 310. At 310 on bid. At 310 on bid, I'll say 20. At 310 on bid, 320. 320 on bid. 320 a bit now, at 320 a bit, no, not. At 320. It's here to be sold whenever the bidding stops, gents, at 320 on bid. Have I 30 now? Do you want to broaden the gap there with the entire, can I say 330 for someone now? At 320 on bid. At 320 and a bit now, that. 320, can I say 30? At 320, 330. 330 and a bit now. I'd say 40 at 330 and bid. At 330 and a bit, 340. 340 and a bit now. 340, I'd say 50 at 340 and bid. At 340 and a bit now, all that. At 340, at 340 and a bit now, all that. At 340 and bid. At 350, 350 and bid. 350 and a bit now. I'd say 60 now. At 350 and bid. At 350 and a bit now, all that. 350 and bid. Can I say 60? At 350 and bid. At 350,000 euro and bid now, all that. Can I say 60 now? At 350 and bid. At 350 and a bit now, all that. 350 and bid. At 350,000 a bit now, all that. 350. Can I say 60? At 350. All finished again. I'm not number one. At 350. Everyone down. At 350. At 350 and a bit now, all that. At 350. All that. At 350. 60, 360 back in again, 360 I have, 360 and a bit now, then I say 70, at 360 and bid, at 360 and a bit now, then 360 and bid, can I say 70, at 360 and a bit, 360 and a bit now, then are we finished now, ladies and gentlemen, at 360, at 360, all that, at 360, all finished, all done. 370, 370, 370, 370 a bit now, 370 a bit now, that. Take 80 again, at 70 and bid, at 70 a bit, 70 a bit now, that. 370, all that, at 70. Are we finished again? At 370, all that. 370 at 370. Right, we're back on to lot number 2. My bid is 100. I'd say 5 for anyone at 100,000 for the 2 acres with the derelict farmhouse at 100,000 and bid. Have I 5 again at 100 and bid? At 100 and bid now, 100 at 100 and bid at 100,000. Can I say 5 for anyone at 105? At 105 and bid at 105 and bid now, 15 and bid now, all that. 105 at 105 and bid at 105 and a bit, 5 and a bit now, all that. 105 and bid at 105 and bid now, all that. 105 at 105 and bid now, then can I say 110 at 105 at 110, 110 and bid. 110 and bid now, that. 110 and bid at 110 and a bit, 10 and a bit now, that. I take 15 now at 110 and bid at 110 and a bit, 10 and a bit now, that. 115 or 115 and a bit now, 115 but a bit now, that. 115, can I say 120 at 115 and bid at 115 but a bit, 15 but a bit now, that. At 115 at 115 but a bit now, that. At 115 at 115 and a bit, 15 and a bit now, that. 120 I have. 120 and a bit, 20 and a bit now, that. Take 5s again. 120 and bid at 120 and a bit now, that. 120, have I 5 at 120 and a bit now, that. At 120 at 120 and a bit now, that. 120 and bid, have I 5 now? At 120, all finished, all done. At 120 and bid, all done. At 120,000. Right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're opening up at 490 for the entire. We want $500,000 if you want to keep it by the entire now at 490 and bid. Remember, we're on the market now. If I don't get a higher bid than 490, I'm going back and putting lot 1 and lot 2 on the market and sell them individually at 490 and bid. Have I 500 for the entire at 490 and bid? At 490,000 and bid now, 490 and bid. At 490,000 a bid now, that. At 490, have I any advance at 490 a bid? 490 a bid now, that. At 490 a bid now, that. I'm not going to labour the bidding now. I take 500 quickly. I'm withdrawing the entire then if I get no higher bid for the first time at 490 the bid. Have I 500 at 490 the bid now, that. At 490 the bid. Push that button now if you want to come in there at 500,000 for the second time at 490 the bid now. Last chance. I'm going back to the lots, finishing up at 490. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're then going back to the lots. We're on the market. We're starting with lot number 1. It's a 24 acre, 23.8, is it? Yeah. With the yard. With the old derelict building, my bid is 370, and we're on the market. We're here for sale at 370 and bid now. At 370, is anyone out there to say 80? At 370 and bid, I'll take 5 if you like. At 380 I have. 380 a new bidder now. I've got jump to 5s if anyone wishes now at 380 and bid. 380 and a bid now. I'm on the market. I'm here for sale at 380 and a bid now. Have I 5 now? Or 90 if you wish. At 380 and bid now, and I sell. 380 and bid. We're on the market now. A lovely holding sells at 380 and bid. I sell now, and you are now at 380 up. At 380 and bid. We're selling. We're on the market now. 380 and bid. I'm selling for the first time. Fair warning to everyone out there, you've come a long road. Have you 5 for me now? 85, 385 and a bit now. 385 and a bit, 5 and a bit sell. I take 90 now. 385 and bid. 385 and a bit, 5 and a bit sell. We're on the market all the way. 90, 95. 2 bids coming in quickly together. Building up now. 395 and a bit sell. Sell on the market now. 395 and bid. The gap is wide open to be filled. At 395 and bid. At 395, we're selling all the way now. 395 I'm bid. We're on the market again. Again, I sell for the first time. Fair warning to everyone out there. 395 and a bit now and fill the gap. 395 and a bit now and sell. We're on the market now. At 395, I'm selling for the second time. At 395. At 395 and a bit now on. The hammer is coming up now, gents. Is everyone happy and finished now? Don't be sorry in a moment's time. At 395, I'm selling there. At 395, the third and final time. Everyone finished. Everyone done. Sell 395. Right, our next lot. My bid is 120. Again, I'll take 5 from anyone now. We're on the market here. 120 and a bid. 120 and a bid, 20 and a bid, now done. We're on the market now. 120 and bid. And 120 and a bid, 20 and a bid, now done. I sell away now. At 120, give me 5. At 120 and a bid. At 120 and a bid, 20 and a bid, now done. At 120 and a bid. We're on the market now. We're selling again. At 120. 1.8 acres with the farmhouse there. At 120 and a bid. 5. 125. 125 and a bit, 5 and a bit now. 125 and a bit, 5 and a bit sell. Sell on the market now. A 125. A 125 and a bit sell. 30. 130 sell. 130 and a bit, 30 and a bit sell. Sell, I take 5s again. A 130 and a bit. 30 and a bit, 30 and a bit sell. I sell on the market now. 130. I'm selling for the first time. A 130 and bid. A 130 and a bit, 30 and a bit sell. At 130. Have I 5? 130 on bid. I sell now. 130 on bid. I sell for the second time. Have I 5? At 130 to bid. 30 to bid, 30 to bid sell. Final time now. The third time. Last chance. I'm selling now. 130. All done. Finishing 130,000 euro. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our auction. I'd like to congratulate the 2 highest bidders and buyers and thank everyone else for their involvement in the auction. Just to let you know, we had an auction advertised tomorrow for Askin and Moor, 7.2 acres. That's now back to the 25th, and there's 7.2 and there's 17 acres, so there's 24 acres in 2 lots that day. So maybe if you didn't get on well today, you could have a look at that. And also tomorrow, this day week, the 17th, we're selling 40 acres of excellent quality land in 2 lots down at Screen. Thank you all very much.